Hi folks, this is your MWIS Fleeting View in association with Petzl. We'll have our first glimpse at the weekend and the long-range outlook too in a moment. First of all, the details for the next few days, and Wednesday is a decent but chillier day than we've been used to in recent times. Despite the southerly wind, we've got a colder air mass coming in over the North Atlantic, and air temperatures will be near or even below freezing point on the higher mountains, especially the Munros in the Highlands, with a wind as well around 20, 25, even 30 miles per hour in places that will feel distinctly cold. A bright day for many, some sunshine, some broken cloud, the best of the highest cloud breaks across the mountains toward the northern side of major hill groups, so around the Cairngorms and the far north of the Highlands. One or two showers here and there, the greatest risk of these near to the west coast of Scotland, the odd heavy one, and that may contain hail. We're watching a further frontal system though, moving in from the southwest later, that threatening to bring some heavy rain into Wales by the end of the day. So watch for things going downhill in this part of the world. I'll run the sequence onwards into the evening and through into early Thursday as well. We'll go on in 3-hour steps here. Some heavy rain extending through England and Wales overnight, and that pushing further northwards up to dawn on Thursday morning. We've got the wind from the east then by this stage across Scotland, and that will push the heaviest and most constant rain onto eastern mountains in Scotland for Thursday daytime. But the whole system rotating around a general area of low pressure means that it's a pretty wet day across many regions throughout Thursday. The more prolonged rain though continuing across the eastern Highlands, some showery conditions into Wales. Temperatures a touch higher than Wednesday, but still cool enough for some sleet to fall across the higher mountains in Scotland, typically air temperatures just above freezing point. A windy day but varied across the country. Around the centre of the low there may be a lull, but strong easterlies in northern Scotland and strong westerlies across Wales and the South Pennines. That general area of low pressure is still expected to be around as we head into Friday. A degree of uncertainty exactly where it is positioned, but it looks as though it's a day of showers and some bright spells trying to come through. The temperature just a touch chillier again, near to freezing point on the high mountains in Scotland, so some sleet, some snow and some hail coming in on some of those heavier showers, risk of an isolated rumble of thunder near to the west coast, some showers feeding in to western England and Wales as well. Brightest conditions look to be further towards the east. A brisk wind will feel cold again in exposure, particularly in Scotland. Heading into Saturday, and quite a mobile weather situation is likely. A brief lull in conditions early in the day. We're in between weather systems with the chance of some frost and some fog in the valleys and the glens in the morning, but strengthening south to southwesterly winds are likely as the day goes on, and the risk of gales or even severe gales developing quite quickly as we head onwards, particularly into the afternoon, and the risk eventually of some rain pushing in as well, and this could be preceded by some snow across the Scottish mountains, in particular by late Saturday afternoon or evening. Watch the detail and timing for this one. It's maybe a window of better weather, but could be deteriorating quite rapidly. That front is likely to have pushed eastwards into Sunday, with the legacy of showers following in from the west, and these with some snow and some hail on the tops once more, with air temperatures near freezing point across the Munros in Scotland and close to freezing too on the highest tops in England and Wales. The wind still quite squally and gusty, but the strongest winds overnight likely to ease. The general pressure patterns into next week look as though low pressure stays nearby, so still rather unsettled. The low centred toward the west of the British Isles. South to southwesterly winds still prevailing, but more likely those chillier air masses still hanging around, with the source of the air again over the North Atlantic at this stage, circulating in around those lows. So frequent precipitation, some freeze and thaw cycles on the higher mountains, with some snow and some hail in there at times. It looks as though it's going to be often windy as well, so still rather unsettled. High pressure around Scandinavia is in position. Now that could be a feature in the weeks ahead. If that can just push a little bit further back westwards, we might start to draw in some of those chillier Scandinavian air masses for a spell. So watching that for the weeks ahead. That's all for today. Thanks for watching this Fleeting View in association with Petzl.